Please start.
A very good evening to everyone from India and a very good morning to everyone who are joining us from the west coast of United States. On behalf of the Center for Environment, Climate Change and Sustainable Development at Impact and Policy Research Institute, New Delhi, India Water Portal, and Terry School of Advanced Studies, I welcome you all to episode 14 of the State of the Environment hashtag Planet Talks with me, Simi Mehta. This talk series on the state of the environment is actually specifically curated to serve as a platform for transdisciplinary exchange of information and ideas and to also foster a convergence of the natural and social sciences in order to generate awareness and also build a knowledge base for the environment of the past, present, and the future with an eye on the sustainable development. So to those of us living in Delhi at this time and also in the national capital region, we all fully know that this is the time of the year. And in fact, we have been through it for the past 1 month of almost 1 month of struggling and struggling with the deteriorating air quality. The direct implications of visible difficulties are in the form of increased irritation of eyes, difficulties in breathing, and accentuated health concerns, especially for specific age groups like children and the elderly. It has also often been cited by several experts and various observers that the reason for such deteriorating air quality is because of stubble burning across the western frontiers of India, as well as from the states of Punjab, Haryana, and western Uttar Pradesh. But is it really so? We need to ask ourselves the same question. Observers have also remarked that Delhi actually turns into a gas chamber, and we need to think, what have we actually brought onto us that we are giving it to our younger ones and the future generations. uh, are we denying the future generations actually the fundamental right to life? This is a question that needs to be pondered about. According to the World Health Organization, the toxicity of the air quality in Delhi is at hazardous levels. And at all times, we need to wear gas masks just in order to survive. Ask any foreigner, it would be very difficult for them to move out of their homes. And us as Indians, we are living with it. So, but not all families have the benefit of affording an air purifier for their houses. So how do they survive? This is a very pertinent question that needs to be understood. Why is this? Why can't we have clean air in Delhi? And in fact, rather the capital of the country, where the embassies of all countries of the world are housed. What is the solution? These are very important question that even a child now struggles with. And so to discuss these very important questions, we have with us a very important and distinguished person, Professor Gurinder Kaur, who is joining us from San Jose in California this morning. Professor Kaur is actually a professor in the Department of Geography, Punjabi University in Patiala. She is an expert on population geography and environmental geography. She has published so extensively on conditions of farmers, on demography, on gender justice, on equities, and it goes on and on. And she has an amazing list of publications, and we can share her achievements with the audience if Professor Kaur permits. So we welcome you, ma'am, and it is a pleasure and our privilege that you were able to join us this morning from San Jose. Thank you so much, and I welcome you now to share your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Semi, for such a nice introduction.
Ma'am, over to you. Thank you. It's our
Okay,
pleasure, ma'am. just a minute. No problem. Please take your time.
Thank you, Simi, for so nice introduction of mine, and thank you, Dr. Arjun, for giving me this platform to speak on environmental issue. And today, I am going to present a lecture on Delhi's air pollution and its solutions. This topic is very much related to the present Delhi's environmental conditions.
What is the solution?
And hello,
Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yep.
Delhi, Delhi this year, as every other year, is engulfed into smog with the onset of winter. And the Delhi government, as usually, immediately started blaming other states for air pollution in Delhi. It is a usual phenomena for the Delhi government. They are doing it each and every winter. And the central government, which is not in line with the farmers' interest in these days, immediately issued an ordinance on 29th October 2020, which states that the farmers are responsible for the smog of Delhi. And violators of this ordinance are liable to either imprisonment of 5 years or a fine of 1 crore rupee or both. This ordinance has been implemented immediately in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, and Uttar Pradesh. The farmers termed this ordinance as an act of vigilance of the central government, but they are struggling to repeal the three agricultural laws passed by the central government during COVID-19 lockdown. On the other hand, the Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar said this ordinance will significantly reduce the air pollution in Delhi. The central government's ordinance is very strange or questionable, due to which the issue of Delhi's air pollution problem is highly debatable during these days. Before deep diving into the Delhi's air pollution, let us understand the following basic aspects of Delhi's air pollution. Firstly, what type of air pollution is existing in Delhi? Secondly, is Delhi first time experiencing this type of air pollution problem? Thirdly, who is responsible for Delhi's air pollution problem? Is it the farmers of the adjoining states of Delhi or Delhi itself? And what are the main factors of Delhi's air pollution? We will discuss these questions one by one in this lecture. Firstly, when the every year is every year at the beginning of the winter, not only Delhi but whole of the northern India is enveloped in smog, which is the worst kind of air pollution. Now, what is smog? Smog is a combination of fog and smoke. While the fog is a natural phenomena during winters and it disappears soon after sunrise. However, smog is formed when the air is contaminated with huge amount of pollutants and it gets thicker and thicker after sunrise. These are the primary pollutants which are shown on the slide, and some are the secondary pollutants. Secondary pollutants are formed from the primary pollutants, but they are when they are mixed, when the primary pollutants are mixed with the some of the other chemicals, then they are converted into the secondary pollutants. Now, see, smog is not one kind of smog. Smog is also categorized into two types. One is known as the London smog, second is known as the Los Angeles or the photochemical smog. London smog is formed when fumes of half burnt coal releasing gases like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide combine with fog, while photochemical smog is produced by the chemical reaction of half burnt and unburned oxides of nitrogen, hydrocarbons, and the like in the presence of sunlight under certain geographical and meteorological those areas where there is an abundance of motor vehicles and industrial units which are driven by petrol and diesel. The characteristics of this London smog and the photochemical smog, which is photochemical smog is also known as the Los Angeles smog, and they are getting their names because they have first observed or first their occurrences noted in their very areas, such as London smog is occurred at first time in London, while the Los Angeles smog found in Los Angeles in the city of US, that is also known as the photochemical smog. Principal pollutants I have already mentioned in the um, already mentioned, such as sulfur dioxide and particulate matter for the London smog. On the other hand, ozone, nitrogen oxide, hydrocarbons for the photochemical smog. The principal sources of the London smog is industrial and household fuels such as coal and diesel or kerosene oil, etc. And on the other hand, for the photochemical smog, that is the transportation fuel such as the petroleum, diesel, and they are affecting both of are affecting the human and their body, such as their lungs, throat, eyes, skin, and so on. And time of occurrence of the London smog is mainly the winter months, especially early in the morning. While the London photochemical smog, it is around midday, whole of the time. Now, these are the pictures. Those are showing the London smog and Los Angeles smog. Now, we are, or the Delhi and the National Capital Region are experiencing both type of smog in every year in winters. Air pollution is a perennial phenomenon in Delhi for more than 2 decades, which gets worse in winter. Every year, more than one world research organizations confirm that Delhi's air pollution has reached at dangerous levels. And it is, according to 2012 World Health Organization report, that 13 out of the world's top 20 most polluted cities were found in India, and Delhi was declared as most polluted city of the world. In 2014, a report by the researchers of Yale University of US and WHO declared Delhi as the worst, most polluted city, but the Indian government expressed skepticism instead of taking steps to reduce air pollution. 2 years later, in 2016, another WHO report declared Delhi as the second most polluted city in the world. This year, the World Air Quality Report 2019, released by the Air Visual Institute on 25th February 2020, reveals even more worrying facts that 21 out of the top 30 most polluted cities of the world are in India, and Delhi is the world's most polluted capital. This year again, Delhi is still engulfed in smog with the onset of winter, and the government of Delhi immediately started blaming the farmers of adjoining state for air pollution instead of slashing their own bed. The central government immediately issued a strange ordinance to punish the farmers and saying that they are punishing the polluters. Now the question arises that the farmers actually responsible for air pollution in Delhi or Delhi itself responsible for it. To understand this phenomena, we have to go a little back to find out who is really responsible for this pollution. Delhi was heavily polluted in 1990-2000 decade, but at that time, the intention of the central government was impartial. So they found the and directing them to use CNG in place of diesel. The central government had controlled the air pollution of Delhi because at that time only buses and auto rickshaws were using diesel. But presently, a large number of cars are using diesel as a fuel. Since then, the residents of Delhi have been enjoying pollution free air for many years. Again, from last decade, the air pollution has been causing havoc in Delhi and the national capital region, with the Delhi government is turning its back on adjoining state to shoulder its responsibilities. So the actual factors of increasing air pollution in Delhi are these are a number of factors which are like these, such as increasing number of vehicles, increasing number of industries, rapid increase in construction activities, thermal power plants, brick lanes, burning of garbage dumps, 24 hours, whole of the year, indiscriminate cutting of trees, national and international flights. If we switch over to the first factor, which is the number of increasing number of cars, then say there is a rapid increase in the number of cars. The number of cars has increased from 34 lakhs in 2000 to 1 crore 12 lakh in 2018. And according to the registration rate, 1400 cars to 1500 cars registered in Delhi every day, which are releasing large amount of gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and other gases, which pollute Delhi's environment. Whole of the year, according to a study conducted by the Meteorological Department of Delhi and the Center of Science and Environment in 2012, 70% of air pollution in Delhi is caused by vehicles only. And another study which is conducted by the IIT Kanpur, which highlighted that there is a number of sources which are releasing huge amount of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, PM 2.5, PM 2. PM10 every day in Delhi's environment. Interestingly, out of that, 98% of nitrogen oxide, 60% of sulfur dioxide, 14% of PM10, and 10% of PM2.5 are released only by industrial units. And with these, there is a huge amount of these gases are produced by the burning of the garbage dumps, by the construction activities. They are producing huge amount of dusts, gravels, etc. in the air, and bricklands. Those are situated surrounding in the Delhi peripheral area, in the Delhi's peripheral areas, as well as a large number of air flights. They are also producing huge amount of these gases in the Delhi's environment. There is no denying the fact that even burning of paddy and wheat residues pollute the air, but it only lasts for 20 to 25 days in a year, which is contributing, according to TARI, 4 to 6% in already existing pollution. It is also forced to burn paddy and wheat residue due to their economic hardships. They are not burning their crop residues due to some comfort, due to some other thing. Besides, basically paddy was not the crop of Punjab and Haryana. It was imposed on these states for meeting the requirements of the central pool of food grains through favorable MSP and the assured procurement by the central government. Another is water levels in these states pushed from May to June to coincide with India's monsoons as directed by the central government. This too has shortened the time between harvesting of paddy and sowing of wheat. Due to the lack of time, the farmers are burning the straw and stubble of their crops in different seasons. Now, we will see who is actually responsible for the air pollution in Delhi. It will apparently clear from the lockdown of COVID-19. So, neither the central government nor the state government refutes that the internal activities of Delhi are responsible for pollution in Delhi because the skies had been cleared up during the COVID-19 lockdown. While at that time, farmers of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh were harvesting the wheat crop and they were also burning wheat straw. According to a recent study in this context of Punjab Agriculture University of Ludhiana, smoke from burning paddy straw remains trapped in Punjab because smoke only disperses into further direction when speed of wind is high. But when air is still, smoke leads to build-up of smoke in its proximity. So that smoke is not polluting the Delhi's environment, but that is polluting the local environment of the state of Punjab as well as state of Haryana. This study also shows that in 2017, 18 and 19, the speed of the wind was below 5 kilometers per hour, which could not have drifted this localized smog or localized pollutants from Punjab all the way to Delhi and National Capital Region, because that is dispersing the pollutants in its proximity only due to the meteorological conditions, because the speed of the wind is very slow. So when the speed of the wind is very slow or when the air is stable, then that will not carry any dust. That will carry some fine dust up to some kilometers, not up to 350 kilometers. Besides Punjab, if we analyze the west, the other states such as Rajasthan, in Rajasthan, total area under wheat crop is very small. Paddy plantation is not possible in Rajasthan due to the scarcity of water. So, Rajasthan is also not responsible for the air pollution in Delhi. Moving on, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is after Delhi in its location. So, Uttar Pradesh can receive polluted air from Delhi if high winds are blowing from northwest, which is the most critical or the direction which is mentioned by all of the scholars. Else, if air blows from southeast, then it could drift Delhi's smog to pollute Haryana and Punjab. Air, Punjab's air, because air knows no boundaries and does not seek anyone's permission to travel from Delhi to Punjab, Haryana, and so on. So it shows the surrounding streets are less responsible in polluting Delhi's air. But Delhi has been a key player in polluting air of its neighboring states. Everyone who is staying in Delhi and the National Capital Region, if disobeys the ordinance, must be punished and fined by law. The difference is the residents of Delhi are polluting the air for their personal comfort, for their pleasure, and for profit, which is done by the businessmen from the industrial units and so on. Whereas the farmers, in helplessness, pollute the air while producing different crops for the entire country due to the lack of resources and being poor. The burning of paddy stubble and wheat straw generate 4 to 6% pollution only if the direction of the air is flowing northwest. Otherwise, Delhi itself is solely responsible for its air pollution. Rather, the central and the state governments should take initiatives like they did in 2000 to mitigate the grave problem of air pollution, not to but not punish the poor farmers. The central government should not deny national and international reports of air pollution or find a scapegoat to blame it on. Rather, the government should take a solid strategy to mitigate the existing issues and tackle future risks related to air pollution problem. Air pollution is not rise only in Delhi and the national capital region, but also in the other states of the country. Another report, which is also published by the this year by the Greenpeace Organization of India, released on 21st January 2020, 80% cities have polluted air according to national air quality standards. Only one city, which is situated in Mizoram, that is Lungli, in the entire country, which is having clean air according to international air quality standards. Recently, a report called State of Global Air 2020 has revealed that 16.7 lakh people died in India, out of which 1 lakh 16,000 are babies who are died in the first month of their life due to polluted air. So, we have to think over it how to control the air pollution. There are some solutions. So, both the Delhi and the central government should take initiatives like they did in 2000 to mitigate the grave problem of air pollution. The central government, instead of punishing farmers, should cooperate with them, understanding their problems, provide helpful solutions, and hand in hand save the nation's air for getting polluted. It would become possible by increasing the share of national income being given to the agriculture sector. This share must be enough to satisfy the basic needs of the farming community. It is imperative for the central and the state governments to take steps instead of contradicting, ignoring, or dismissing negative reports about the air quality index to control air pollution. As several reports have indicated, our future looks grim if serious measures are not taken at the right time. The central government must take them seriously and use it to strengthen the country's green policies and environmental governance structure. The government of India should take immediate and well planned steps to curb the rising air pollution, not to be ridiculed around the world by rejecting reports, as they did in 2014 by Anil Dave, then Union Environmental Minister, then in 2016 by the Harvansh Rai, and after that now Prakash Javadekar, Union Minister of Environment. We should not rejecting the reports, but we should plan to reduce the air pollution from our country. To deal with the air pollution, India has to learn from the experiences of different countries of the world, as almost all the developed countries have also suffered from air pollution problem in the last century, but now they have overcome it. For example, in 1952, in the city of England and London, 4,000 people died in 1 week due to the dangerous levels of air pollution, and 800 more died in next 4 weeks. This episode is known as the notorious London uh, fog incident. Aftermath of this incident, the government of England seriously planned to deal with the problem and they overcame it. The government of England has made public transport so efficient that people prefer public transport to private vehicles. In addition, special facilities have been provided to pedestrians and cyclists. In France, public transport is provided free of charge on public holidays. In the same way, the Indian government need to streamline public transport services so the people need fewer private vehicles. Pavements and bicycle lanes should be constructed on the roads as required with special care of pedestrians and cyclists. Ensure the installation of purification devices in industrial units so that the hazardous gases emitted from the industries do not endanger the health of the people. Replace diesel engines with energy pollution from soil, sand, and gravel, and the like during construction work should be reduced. Airports, both domestic and international, should be facilitated in every state to distribute air traffic more uniformly across the states, which help to reduce extreme belt of air pollution in Delhi. For example, Mohali Airport is capable to execute both domestic and international flights. So if government increases the frequency and access to this airport, it will be beneficial and it will reduce the air pollution in future. In addition, the government should seriously implement the programs like National Clean Air Program, Graded Response Action Plan, and the like, and impose appropriate fines on polluting industrial units, vehicles, construction units, and the like. Now, we do not have enough time to play blame game. We must take immediate steps to ensure that our delays do not lead to a situation where we are left to look like England in 1952 and innocent people fell victim of air pollution. Besides, the main responsibility of the government to keep the country clean is also a question of our personal character. It is the duty of all citizens not to do anything that is wrong. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. थैंक यू सो मच। बहुत ही शानदार प्रेजेंटेशन आपका। थैंक यू सो मच इतना जानकारी हमें देने के लिए। बिकॉज एम आई ऑडिबल?
हाँ, you are audible, Simi.
ठीक है। थैंक यू मैम। मैं बोल रही थी कि बहुत ही अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन था आपका और बहुत जानकारी मिली जो हमें एक्चुअली कॉमन पीपल से ये छुपा के रखा जाता है या जो मीडिया स्टोरीज पिकअप करते हैं और जो बिकता है उसको ही जिससे चीज भयावह हो सकती है उसी को दिखाया जाता है। तो बहुत ही अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन था मैम। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस एंड थैंक यू सो मच। आई लर्नड अ लॉट। मैम मेरे कुछ विचार हैं आपके प्रेजेंटेशन पे और कुछ क्वेश्चन सवाल भी हैं जो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ।
Most
जी थैंक यू मैम।
welcome.
मैम जितने भी रीजंस आपने दिए कि दिल्ली में एयर पोल्यूशन क्यों हो रहा है या क्यों होता है, तो ये थ्रू आउट द ईयर होता है। मैम, राइट। या फिर ये स्पेसिफिकली ये इस
Okay.
टाइम पे क्यों हो रहा है, इतने लोग इतना प्रदूषण क्यों हो रहा है बस इसी समय पे? आपने ये बताया कि 25 दिन तक होता है, 20 से 25 दिन तक ये स्टबल बर्निंग के वजह से ये चीज होती है, लेकिन जो बाकी आपने रीजंस दिए, इतने सारे डीजल व्हीकल्स, नेशनल इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट्स और बहुत सारी चीजें आपने बताई थी, कम से कम 8-10 पॉइंट्स आपने रखे थे अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में। तो
Yes.
बाकी सीजन्स में ऐसा क्यों नहीं होता है और अभी के टाइम पे ऐसा क्यों होता है स्पेसिफिकली? अगर आप इस पे आगे अगर कुछ बोल सकें तो। फिर मेरा दूसरा सवाल ये है मैम आपसे कि आपने ये भी बोला कि किसानों को फेवरेबल एमएसपी और अश्योर्ड प्रोक्योरमेंट के कारण सरकार ने पंजाब और हरियाणा के किसानों को धान उपजाने के लिए फोर्स किया, कंपेल किया, क्योंकि लेकिन वहां
Yes.
पे नेचुरली पैडी नहीं उगता था। तो क्या ये कहा जा सकता है कि यदि वापस से गेहूं की उपज की जाए और पैडी से दूसरे अन्य जो वहाँ पे उपज हो सकते हैं, अगर उस पे ही ज्यादा फोकस किया जाए, जो कि स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स हैं वहाँ के सॉइल का और वहाँ के एग्रीकल्चरल कंडीशंस का, तो क्या ये समस्या हम ये जो 20-25 दिन भी हो रहे हैं तो उससे हम निजात पा सकते हैं? आपका क्या विचार है उस पे मैम? फिर आपने जो इतनी अच्छी सूक्ष्म और वैज्ञानिक तरीके से आपने जो विश्लेषण किया, इससे यह पता चलता है कि जो दिल्ली का वातावरण है उससे उसे स्वच्छ बनाया जा सकता है, अगर सरकार चाहे, अगर वो विलिंगनेस हो हमारे सरकारों में, बोथ नेशनल गवर्नमेंट एंड आल्सो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, क्योंकि इंसिडेंटली यहाँ पे ही कैपिटल है और हमारे प्रधानमंत्री और सारे मिनिस्टर्स इधर ही रहते हैं। तो क्या दोनों अगर ये चाह जाएं तो इस समस्या से हम निजात पा सकते हैं, और सो दैट वी आर नॉट जस्ट पुटिंग द ब्लेम अपॉन द फार्मर्स। फार्मर्स भी अपना काम ही कर रहे हैं, दे आर डूइंग देयर ओन वर्क एंड दे आर डूइंग ऑल द एफर्ट्स, जितना मेहनत वो कर सकते हैं वो कर रहे हैं। अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी बहुत समस्या हो रही है, प्रोटेस्ट्स हो रहे हैं, फिर उसकी वजह उसका भी कारण उन्हें ही बताया जा रहा है। तो क्या ये किसानों के कंधों पर बंदूक रखकर सरकार अपनी जो वीकनेसेस है वो छुपा रही है? तो इससे हम आगे क्या, मतलब कहाँ हम और आगे जा सकते हैं? तो अगर जैसे आपने ये भी बताया कि दिल्ली में भी ऑर्डिनेंस लागू होना चाहिए और स्ट्रिक्ट लागू होना चाहिए, जैसे दूसरे अन्य प्रदेशों में ऐसा बोला गया कि 1 करोड़ तक का फाइन है, और ये मामूली अमाउंट नहीं है, 1 करोड़ काफी हेवी अमाउंट होता है। तो दिल्ली में ऐसा क्या ऑर्डिनेंस हो जाना चाहिए, और दिल्ली सरकार केंद्र सरकार के साथ कैसे आगे मिलके काम करे, ताकि और कितना समय लग सकता है अगर हम ये भी एक्सपेक्ट करें कि दोनों सरकारें मिलके काम कर रही हैं और हमारा जो वातावरण है वो सही हो सकता है, तो ये कितना समय लगेगा आपके अनुसार, कि सब वातावरण स्वच्छ हम उसे वी ब्रीद इन गुड एयर, गुड क्वालिटी एयर? तो अगर आप इनिशियल थॉट्स अपना दें तो काफी थैंकफुल रहेंगे।
I'll start now.
यस।
आपने बोला कि दिल्ली में सिर्फ विंटर्स में क्यों होते हैं, या 20 और 25 दिन क्यों होते हैं? बाकी सारा साल भी तो वही pollutant एजेंट्स हैं, और all are those aspects, those are generating pollution all of the years. And why it is so predominant in the particular season? It is due to the, I have mentioned it, smog phenomena is generated or produced only in specific meteorological and geographical conditions, when the air is having huge amount of pollutants, whether it is in Delhi, whether it is in Los Angeles, whether it is in London, and so whole of the world areas. It is not only uh, engulfing the Delhi in the winter season. Smog is engulfed whole of the northern region by the start of the winters. It starts from Amritsar, from Punjab up to the Jharkhand, because this area is trapping a huge amount of pollutants in itself, and its geographical conditions are responsible because this area is acting like the basin, or this is the landlocked area. On the one side there is a huge Himalayan mountains, on the other side there is a southern plateau. Both are acting like the barriers and the pollutants trapped in this basin. If the speed of meteorological conditions second by the onset of the winter, the temperature of the area dips down. And when this fog is combined with the smoke, then they are forming the smog. Another condition, there is a humidity, presence of water vapors in the air. They are also present in the air. Mm. And that is also the necessary condition for the formation of fog. Thirdly, when the air is stable, means air is not having any speed. Without wind, speed of the wind. You always heard about this fact from the meteorological department and from the environmentalists. Those are little bit known to the geographical factors. They always mention this. When the air is stable and when there is increase in the speed of the wind, then whole of the matter will be dispersed. मतलब आपको पता लगा तो ये फैक्टर है जो अकेले दिल्ली को नहीं, they are concentrating only Delhi, but whole of the northern plains are suffering from the air pollution problem, and they are bearing the brunt of this problem, and they are also playing with their health. Not only the residents of the Delhi are paying the cost of this pollution. Second question. Yes, you said so. I have mentioned that it is this rice crop is imposed by the central government to on the farmers to fulfill the needs of the food grains. Before green revolution, our country is a food deficit country. Even when our country got independence in 1947. At that day, there were two news on the newspaper in the front on the front page. That one is India got independence. Second, India is bearing or India is facing famine-like situation. Up to 1960s, our country is borrowing the food grains from developed countries, from US only also, under the 480 scheme. After that, there's new green, there's new ये इंट्रोड्यूस की गई ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन की टेक्नोलॉजी, न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी टू increase the production of the food grains. And according to that, these are the two crops which are can fulfill the needs of the food grains of the country like India, which is having a huge population. So our government has tried on the other states also, but they found that Punjab and Haryana are most suitable for the cultivation or to producing a large amount of these food grains, because the farmers of these states are very, very hardworking. So they have given them the incentive. The जितना उगाओगे उतना हम खरीद लेंगे, है ना? And they facilitate them by these initiatives and these incentives. So they were growing these crops. They are growing these crops up to now, because they will purchase all of your food grains. Before that, they were only doing the organic type of agriculture, because मेरा सारा बचपन पंजाब में बीता है, मैंने देखा हमारे subsistence type of agriculture थी. Every type of crop was produced in our fields. Maybe oil seeds and pulses, sugarcane, etc. Every type. But after that, they switched over on these crops because our central government has imposed these crops on them, and this think this is the very favorable uh, business. So they are doing this, and they were producing these crops, and now they have totally switched over this. इसके बाद क्या, they can switch over those crops also now if they are again assuring them MSP of their original crops. Maybe they are the maize, maybe they are the cotton, maybe they are the oilseeds, and assured procurement. But government is not assuring them, and government had determined the prices of 22 crops, MSP of 22 crops, but they are not giving them the proper price of those crops, such as maize. They determine the MSP of maize 1850, but they are selling, but or the government is purchasing only half of, at the half of the rate. Maybe there sometimes it is 900, sometimes it is more than that, but they are not giving them 1850 to them, as well as in the case of cotton. So second thing is this: they can switch over those crops, but government is not in the favor of that, and that is not desirable for the farmers or for that. Thirdly, this they have I have also mentioned this. They have reduced the sowing and plantation and the harvesting season. Firstly, they were sowing the planting the rice crop in the month of May, but government again directed them to sow it in the month of June. So the harvesting season become become narrower. So when they are burning the straw of the crop, then at that time there is arrival of the winter. So temperature dips down immediately, and that is forming the condition, or that is producing the condition of the smog. So it is the government is very doing very playing the very dual policy. On the one side, they are hiding the facts. They are they are not doing anything. They are playing the politics, and they are playing the blame game. So due to that factor, and nowadays they again played another game with the farmers, that is they introduced firstly 3 ordinance of agriculture laws, ordinances. Then they passed the bill, and you know the fact, when they passed the bills and formed the acts in the parliament, what was the situation at that time in the parliament? They did the kamuki over there. They are not all of the bills are not signed by all of the people of the member of the parliament. So now again they are playing game with the farmers. And now when they have issued this ordinance, then they said polluters pay or the violators are playing. Have they issued any ordinance or this they punished any industrialist in Delhi? Those are polluting the environment every day, 24 hours, whole of the year. They are punishing these people. Those are burning the garbage dumps, and they are fighting with each other. Not the, anything doing. Central government is not doing anything, as well as the state government is also not doing anything to remove the garbage and to treat the proper disposal of the garbage. So if they are doing work together, then they can tackle the problem. If London or England can solve the problem of air pollution, then why not our country? Our country can also solve this problem, but it is not a immediate solution. They will do it if they will do it seriously, and if they will implement the law strictly on all of the people, not only the poor farmers. I have also said that while during the arrival of the winter, there is some festivals such as Diwali, Dussehra, etc. People are burning or cracking the fireworks in the night after the ban imposed by the Supreme Court or by the state government or so and so on. But now the state and central government never punished anybody, never punished, and they are doing that only for their player. तो कोई मजबूरी तो नहीं है, उसके बाद as well as if we are talking about the comfort, we are using the private cars only for our comfort, not for the other things. And we are not in the region of this Dasera and Diwali. We are on the small ceremonies, private ceremonies, maybe that is the birthday, maybe that is the marriage ceremony, and so on. So Delhi lights are producing so much pollution by themselves on small occasions, but farmers are producing them only at the time of the burning of the straw. And they are producing crops for not for themselves, they are producing crops for the country and for the people of this country. And in other words, for we people. So it is the essential thing, or it is very prerequisite to favor the farmers, not to punish the farmers. हाँ.
थैंक यू मैम, बहुत अच्छे से आपने हमें जानकारी दी और बहुत अच्छे से सिखाया एक्चुअली रीजंस और वे फॉरवर्ड। मैम अगर जब वे फॉरवर्ड की बात करते हैं तो जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि चाइना में भी दिल्ली के जैसे किस्म के एयर पोल्यूशन फेस करते हैं चाइनीज भी, जैसे बीजिंग वगैरह। तो इन योर नॉलेज there are other countries also, other places also in the developed countries जहाँ पे ऐसे challenge हैं। For example, if we talk about number of cars, even in California there are a number of cars, मतलब काफी ज्यादा हैं, एक household में at least 3-4 cars हैं। So but still they are not facing the challenge that we are facing in Delhi. What can Delhi learn from California? और अगर आप पॉलिसीज की बात करें तो आपने नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम की बात की थी, तो इसको हम लोग कैसे और इंटेंसिफाई करके वी अप्लाई दिस फॉर द कंट्री, इन स्पेशली इन दिस रीजन. एंड व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फाइन्स, इम्पोजिंग ऑफ फाइन्स, तो जहाँ फाइन की बात आ जाती है वहां पे तो करप्शन का भी बात आता है. तो हम कैसे फाइन्स को इंश्योर करें कि proper fines are also collected, and those who actually deviate from such orders and they violate the law, they actually are uh, punished, they actually pay for it. And last question would be that it's perhaps it is also equally important that the local governments are empowered, like म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशंस, जो एनडीएमसी है दिल्ली में, ईस्ट दिल्ली म्यूनिसिपल काउंसिल है, फिर साउथ दिल्ली है, तो इनकी क्या भागीदारी होनी चाहिए? बिकॉज अगेन अगर दिल्ली का सिचुएशन देखें तो दिल्ली में पॉलिटिक्स बहुत डिफरेंट है. At the center there is another party, at the state level there is another party, and at the municipal levels there is another party. So it's very difficult to ensure a cooperation, at least in that manner. तो एक दूसरे का blame game चलता रहता है. So how do we ensure this? And certainly local governments have enormous role to play. Then again financing की बात आ जाती है, उन्हें proper funding नहीं होता है. So, I mean, this is a challenge which requires a concerted effort of all sections of the population, including the government. So, and also technology has to be the answer. अगर हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करें, और इतने सारे ब्रिलियंट माइंड्स हैं हमारे देश में, इतने यूथ हैं जो कि नए नए चैलेंजेस, स्टार्टअप चैलेंजेस भी होते हैं कि कैसे दिल्ली का पोल्यूशन को खत्म किया जाए, उनको किस तरह से और बढ़ावा दिया जाए ताकि एक सॉलिड आंसर हमें मिले, एंड वी मूव टुवर्ड्स ब्रीदिंग क्लीन एयर. These are my final questions. Over to you, ma'am, and thank you. We are exceeding by another, maybe if possible, for another 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, if we are talking about the California, they have enough cars, they have enough motor vehicles, and but they have very strict laws. I have visited this place from so many years, from last 5 to 6 years. Here, their pollution control checks are very strict. They are actual pollution control certificates, but in our country there is no. Okay, first thing. And here they have also experienced the Los Angeles area. That's why the name of the smog is Los Angeles smog. They have also beared this type of smog phenomena in the last century. And you are surprised to know the smog name is also introduced by these foreign people. And firstly, it was appeared smoggy fog in the Los Angeles paper. But they have the real smog checks. They have written on their boards smog check. That means smog check. First of all, we have to implement this, that everything should be real, not be corrupted. From the grassroots level up to the higher level. Okay. And secondly, it is the duty of the central government to cooperate with the state as well as the other operating bodies. Maybe that is the municipal corporation, maybe that is some other administrative unit. They should control the corruption from the upper to the lower level, not low to the upper level, from upper to the lower level. They are not interested in such type of things, because when our ministers are, or the politicians are becoming the MLA or MP, at the beginning they do not have anything, but at the end of their term they have huge amount of money in their own pockets. So they should correct themselves. If they are building, they are introducing some legislation, some laws, they should implement not only on the poor people, they should implement on the corporates. They should implement on the higher big guns. They are promoting this public transport, this private transportation. They are also promoting the corporates to, and they are also advertising these new vehicles. Those are driven by diesels or so and so on. They are also not promoting the public sector or the public transport. If they are, we need only public transport. If we are using 10 cars or 20 cars, then they are used by the sometimes by 20 people and sometimes by the 40 people. But if we are introducing or one bus which is driven by CNG, then that is carrying 50 people at least one time. So it is the will of the government how to tackle this problem. You were talking about the China. They are doing the things in a proper way. They are following the strategies. They are implementing the laws in a proper way. They are punishing the people if they found guilty, and they are proactive. But our government is reactive. We are reacting the things. We are not implementing the things in a proper way. And lastly, you have said our youth should invent some types of techniques that they can control the air pollution in our country itself. We are not employing the youth. We are not giving the jobs to the our youth. Our youth is most of the our young people are unemployed, and our government is saying that you should employ by yourself, making pakoras and tea and so on. Our youth is migrating to the other countries. That's why I'm sitting over here. Otherwise, I'm much more happy in my own country because at that place I have a good job at one time. But now my kids are not getting, had not get any job in our country, so they are over here and I am over here due to this. So solution is with the government, and it depends upon their will. So
एब्सोल्युटली मैम, एब्सोल्युटली। थैंक यू, मतलब इतना कैंडिड तरीके से आपने बताया, एंड वेल टेकन पॉइंट्स, एंड इट इज़ वेरी वेरी एसेंशियल दैट द गवर्नमेंट स्टेप अप इट्स गेम अगेंस्ट पोल्यूशन एंड अगेंस्ट एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन, वातावरण। इनफैक्ट अभी दिल्ली में ऐसा युद्ध चल रहा है, युद्ध प्रदूषण के विरुद्ध, बट इट्स नॉट यील्डिंग मच। They have employed or hired volunteers perhaps at traffic
they
signals. Yeah.
they are the lip service and they are superficial and they are not doing
Yeah,
anything.
absolutely, it's not yielding, it's not
है
yielding. Yes.
अगर डॉक्टर साहब में अगर
Yes,
दे वांट वो करना चाहते इसको सोल्यूशन इसका करना चाहें तो हमें हिंदू फेस्टिवल कह देते हैं हम कि इसमें तो होना ही चाहिए तो ऐसा ही है आगे एक रावण जलता था अब हर स्ट्रीट में बहुत सारे लोग घरों में भी जलाते हैं दे आर पोल्यूटिंग द एनवायरनमेंट सो वी शुड नॉट टेक all these things in between of the air pollution and the strategies and so on. So we should avoid all these things if we want to control the air pollution.
absolutely, absolutely. The role of the government is so important, and actually, if concerted efforts are not taken, actually, then we might be compromising with our efforts towards the attainment of sustainable development goals. वो हमारा जो NDCs रहा और ये सब दूर की बात रह जाएगी।
अभी
और
मैंने अभी मैंने गोवा का इंसिडेंट लिया था वहां भी यही हो रहा है कि कोल ज़्यादा import करने हैं because of the to use that in the some industries which are driven by this corporate sector.
Yes,
So
yes.
they are playing with the help of the health of the people. They are playing with the environmental of that area, and they are doing according to their own.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the amount of fossil fuels that are burnt and coal
They are
mining.
they are not fulfilling the INDC this targets, which according to the policies which they are adopting during these days. During the lockdown, you well known the fact they have introduced new environmental impact assessment laws. There is a proposal. If that is passed, then that will be more disastrous for the country. Then there will be no environment in our country. That will be more polluted after that. So it depends upon the.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Vested interests के साथ न बढ़ें बल्कि larger good से utilitarian point of view से अगर
Yeah.
हम लोग आगे बढ़ें.
If we want to protect the environment, we
Right.
want to protect the health of our people, then we have to
Certainly.
plan the things properly and implement them in a proper way.
Absolutely. And I don't think this is such a challenge which we cannot achieve. अगर वो जज्बा रहे वो जुनून रहे सरकारों के साथ और take the people into confidence because it is the people who is at the suffering end. तो ये एक together we can fight this and have wonderful lives.
Government as well as the citizens of all,
Absolutely.
both,
Absolutely.
if both will work together, then we can achieve the goal.
Yes.
Otherwise, we won't.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So let us hope with a end with a positive note, optimistic note कि हम लोग ये कर सकते हैं और उसी तरीके से आगे बढ़ें. So thank you so much मैम, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा हमें presentation आपका और I personally learned a lot. You have explained everything so wonderfully. It was as if sitting in a classroom and listening to your lecture. So
thank you
thank
very
you for
much.
enlightening us. It was a pleasure to have you and thank you for accepting our invitation, ma'am, in the first place. We loved your presentation. Thank you. And we hope to continue our dialogue and discussion with you and hope to engage more and more with you and gain more and more from your wonderful insights. Thank you so much.
Thank,
So with these
it's
few
my,
words, yes, ma'am.
thank you very much, Simran.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's
With these few words, I would like to formally propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the Center for Environment, Climate Change and Sustainable Development at IMPRI, India Water Portal, and Terry School of Advanced Studies, and IMPRI, Team IMPRI. I would like to heartily congratulate and thank Professor Gurinder Kaur for joining us and for enlightening us about the challenges of air pollution that Delhi faces and how do we move forward, how do we navigate to ensure that there is a good and sustainable way ahead and an optimistic and providing an optimistic point of view that together we can achieve a lot and have wonderful and clean air to breathe. So thank you so much and have a very good night from India and have a very good day to our colleagues in the United States. Thank you, ma'am. Have a very good day.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.